Despite the ceasefire between the United States and Iran, tensions are not decreasing, but instead appear to be rising again to a dangerous level. Both countries are talking about peace, negotiations, and a possible agreement, while at the same time threats, missile attacks, and military actions continue, raising fears of a new war in the region. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has warned that if the United States uses its military bases in the region against Iran, they will be considered legitimate targets. This statement comes at a time when, in recent weeks, several attacks on American and Iranian interests have been reported in Gulf countries. On June 3rd, missile and drone attacks at Kuwait International Airport caused damage, killing one Indian national and injuring several others. Iran's Revolutionary Guard claimed responsibility for targeting U.S. military objectives, although U.S. Central Command stated that most of the missiles failed to reach their targets or were intercepted. Meanwhile, reports also emerged of Iranian attempts to target the U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters and a military base in Bahrain. However, U.S. officials said all attacks were successfully thwarted, with no casualties or damage. On the other hand, the United States has continued operations against sensitive Iranian sites. Iranian radar systems, drone facilities, and communication networks on Qasem Island and other areas have been targeted. Tehran has accused the U.S. of damaging an Iranian oil tanker during these operations. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio recently claimed that the war is over, but clarified that sanctions will only be lifted if Iran abandons its nuclear program. U.S. President Donald Trump has also repeatedly suggested that both countries are close to an agreement. In May, he stated that significant progress had been made in negotiations over the previous 24 hours, and that the prospects for a deal were promising. Meanwhile, diplomatic contacts between Iran and Pakistan have also intensified. On the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting, the interior ministers of both countries emphasized the need for continued diplomatic efforts to ensure lasting peace in the region. Despite ongoing talks of peace, strong statements from both sides continue. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance warned that the United States will not allow Iran to acquire nuclear weapons and would not hesitate to use force if necessary. Trump also warned Iran that time is running out, and if a decision is not made soon, nothing will remain for them. On the other hand, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated that resisting the world's largest military power for 40 days is no small achievement, and that Iran has the capability to respond to any form of aggression. Although behind-the-scenes negotiations between Washington and Tehran are ongoing, and there are reports of extending the ceasefire, the continued attacks, threats, and retaliatory actions on the ground indicate that the region remains in a highly fragile state. In the current situation, both peace and the possibility of a new war exist side by side. However, any major attack or significant loss of life could push the situation back toward full-scale war.